Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wingcat Sports, and then it's back to the weekly Red Wing breakdown. Not a fantastic week for the Red Wings. They did start out pretty good in a nice 3-0 victory on Sunday last week over the Golden Knights. Well, we already know that because we talked about that last time. But bad between the two games. They lost 4-1 to the Capitals. Just couldn't do it. And then they had a terrible game on national television against the Golden Knights in Vegas, losing 6-3. Not looking good. Defense not looking great. Lots of injuries between Gustafson now getting hurt for the rest of the season. Soderblom being day to day. It is not looking good to end out the month. We do have 4 games this week. There's actually one tonight at 9 that I did not get to. We might I have to get this out before that, but 4 games this week: Utah, Avalanche, Senators, Bruins. You got to win all 4. Even if you want to stay hopeful. If you want to stay hopeful.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're not going to win all 4.
Right.
You are currently still sitting a nice 5 points back of Montreal for the wild card spot. Again, if you can somehow catch up, you do play Montreal in April, but again, it's at this point, it's just at least let's end the year above 500.
Right. I agree. I just think, we're not lockdown Red Wings or anything like this. We don't have to be super positive about this or try to pump you up. You guys know. I mean, fans know. This is if they make it's a miracle if they make it.
So there's a chance. I'm not saying there's not a chance, but you've got to be perfect, basically.
You look at this team, and in the last 3 seasons, crunch time is the end of February, March, and April. This is when the people who have a shot at the playoffs usually amp up their game, and we see who's going to make it in. And this is what it's about. And the last 3 years, the Wings have shown what they are. They're not a playoff team. They're not tough enough. They don't have the grit or the edge that you need, and they don't have the persistence. You got to give it up to Todd McClellan. I hope they keep this guy as coach, because I hope
he signed beyond this year.
If Yzerman gets fired, they might want a new coach. But I hope I hope Yzerman doesn't get fired
this
year.
He is.
I want to see this Todd McClellan thing through. But I love what he said. He's not a guy who's going to gloss over this and try to make it sound like, false, positives on this. He's not going to try to pump you up, or he's going to tell you how it is. And him sitting there basically saying that a portion of this team does not show up to play or want to do what they have to do to make the playoffs, to give the effort that they have to give. That's an indictment on the team that Yzerman has built.
Yep.
And so this is on him. This team cannot make the playoffs. This team will not make the playoffs next year if they don't make real changes.
Here's
just going to be the same thing.
And it constantly comes up with the same problem, because I haven't really looked at the free agents yet that we fully have. I don't know who's up for their deals. I know that at least Kane's gone, and a couple other guys will be gone, which frees up money. But at the same time, the young guys who you've had up this year have played fantastic. There's no reason Soderblom should not be on the team next year.
No, I like Soderblom. I don't think Rasmussen should be on the team next year. I think he's just the big giant wuss. He doesn't play hard.
He's still on contract, I think, for 2 more years.
Right, he is. But, I mean, he shouldn't be. He's part of the problem. These guys who are big like him, and Soderblom has to improve next year. He's got these people have to play to their size. And they have to be physical. And we have no real physical presence right now.
And that's the thing. Soderblom, he'll have his time, because he's still developing, obviously, even though he's been developing for a while. There's no reason he should be on the team next year. Berggren did well this year. It's not so much right now, but
who are you going? You're going to have to get people that other teams don't like to play against, that they have to keep the Tom Wilson types. You're going to have to get people like that to get. No one's afraid to play the Wings. It's been said before. I mean, for the past 3 years, no one worries about playing the Wings. And you need some people who put the fear in your team. The people with an edge, People are going to play nasty. I don't care who it is. I don't care. Get a Steve Avery type. Get somebody that people are afraid to play against. Get the edgy guys who are going to give you that effort. Because these guys, like I said, coming from the coach's mouth, you have, a number of players on this team that don't put the effort forward, that aren't going to do what needs to be done to win these games, that aren't going to go in the middle, that aren't going to go in front of the net. And that's from the coach. He knows it. So,
Well, saying that might open some stuff up in free agency too. I was trying to look up who we're going to have as free agents, but that for some reason didn't want to work.
well, Petrie's gone. We know that.
Petrie probably will, be gone. I know that Kane is gone. I know there's a couple other guys. I know we have multiple free agents. I just don't know.
How are you going to replace that? Kane is a big part of why our power play is so good. So you got to replace it with something.
Yes.
But you can't replace it with Joey Buttafuoco or something like that, some guy on the fourth line. You need a legit star. Who are you going to get?
Well, here we go. I finally got it to load. Let's look at who we got going on. Who are going to be free agents this year for the Red Wings going into the season? Because again, you're going to have a lot of people available. But at the same time, there's not a lot going on. So free agents, the Red Wings are going to have to think about Jeff Petrie. That's
Gone.
That's about 2.5, I think, of what they were paying off of his contract free. Kane probably will be gone unless they want to sign him to another 1-year deal. But I don't think he'll agree to another 1-year deal.
Well, why not? He's old. I don't think people are going to give him much more than that.
Alex Lyon, gone. You're going to probably run with Mrazek and Talbot next year. Tyler Mott probably will be gone. Albert Johansson, I believe, will probably get a contract because he has played decent enough. And that's about it.
He is not tough. He is not a guy who plays physical enough. We need bruisers.
He has played well when he's played.
Yeah, I guess. But
you just want someone who checks 24/7.
I want somebody who's going to win battles along the board. You watch that freaking Vegas game. We lost every battle along the board. Every one.
The fight's not there anymore.
You can't win hockey games if you can't win battles along the boards.
When they played well, they played well. When they haven't, they've absolutely sucked. But that's what I'm basically out of everybody on this team for next year. Now all of a sudden, I'm not seeing anybody. I mean, you're going to have maybe 2 guys who might bring back off of who's be free agents. And that's kind of what sucks because, money's tied to certain players.
Who would you say is the best Red Wing right now? Who's had the best year as far as consistency?
Raymond.
Who?
I would go with Raymond.
I would go DeBrincat.
And DeBrincat.
I think DeBrincat's the toughest guy on this team. I think DeBrincat plays harder than anybody else on this team.
Raymond has had a year that you thought he was going to hear. DeBrincat had a better year than typically. Casper has played fantastic.
How many goals does Raymond have this year?
Hold on.
He's been in a slump.
As this thing,
which is part of the reason.
Stupid.
In a slump. I don't think he has as many as DeBrincat. I think DeBrincat's leading this team.
He is. DeBrincat, I believe, is leading the team. Hold on. We're loading up. Because for some reason, the internet has decided.
Not just scoring. DeBrincat is all over the place. DeBrincat hits people. He's even been in a few fights. He's probably the toughest fighter we got. And he's only like 5'9" or something like that. And he's a tougher fighter than fucking Rasmussen, who's 6'6".
I mean, yeah. Some people have a lot more fight in them than others. So Raymond leads the team in points with 70. DeBrincat leads the team in goals with 32. Raymond leads the team in assists with 46. And your highest plus minus on the team is 4, which is terrible.
Terrible. Awful. What is freaking Larkin? He's probably 3rd or 4th, right?
Larkin right now is second on the team with goals with 28, 2 away from 30. Raymond is 24 with basically being 6 goals away. And then your next closest guy is Patrick Kane on your team. And then Casper, surprisingly. Your offense didn't do as well as it did last year. And I think that's one other thing that killed you. Because it didn't do as well. Sider's up there on assists with 32. Whereas Raymond, obviously, again, leading the team. DeBrincat has 27. In total with points on the team, Raymond leads the team, then it's Larkin, then it's DeBrincat. 70, 62, 59, and then Patrick Kane 49. So there's reason to bring Kane back. He'd probably be the only, even though he's old.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
I'm not against the
being
1-year
productive.
contract for Kane. If you want to bring him back, see if he can keep going until he finally putters out. Because I think the Brinkett loves playing with him, and they're best buddies. So that helps. I mean, like I said, it's a good atmosphere. But
Here's what. So after this year, so next year you're gonna have a lot of guys who are unrestricted free agents, and you're kind of gonna get out of your hole when it comes to who you don't like on your team. Vladimir Tarasenko, free agent. Ben
Gone.
Surratt, free agent. Peter Mrazek, free agent. Justin Hall, free agent. Cam Talbot, free agent. Eric Gustafson, free agent. Everybody that everyone mostly is complaining about, right? Tarasenko, it's not doing good enough. Ben Surratt, even though he's been a good leader, he's
comes
not.
off when? Not next
2
year.
years.
2 years.
So yeah, 2 years.
So next year we don't make the playoffs.
But looking at that, even if you make the playoffs somehow, because again, you're going to be a wild card team. You're not making it in the division unless you do some big things in the offseason. That is a good amount of money coming off the books in 2 years. And that is in time to sign Casper, Danielson, Kosa will be up, Evanson will be up for a contract. So your young guys who are going to need a contract are coming up when all this money's coming off the books. So, and they're not going to get as big of a deal. You're not going to give Casper a deal you gave to Raymond. He probably will make about half of what Raymond makes. He'll probably make about $4 million, which is enough of I would say, is twice what he's making right now. He might make a little bit more. Danielson hasn't come up here yet, so he isn't going to get no big deal yet. Kosa hasn't played too much up here yet. Won't get a big deal yet. Evanson might play himself into a better deal, but he has to play really well next year in order to do that. But it's all about a money thing. I get patience. Everyone hates the word patience when it comes to the Wings right now. And you have a chance next year depending on what you do in the offseason, but you're going to get younger. Everybody who's about to be a bigger free agent or a free agent for us in 2 years that technically is a bigger name, they're all going to be over 34 by that time. You're going to get younger. You're going to hopefully get faster.
Right.
And again, it sucks. It's going to be year 8 of the Iser plan by that point.
Right. You're not making the playoffs next year. You're not. If they don't make significant changes.
Yeah. But
if you're bringing back basically the same team, you're not making the playoffs. This team, and for the reasons that the coach gave you, you don't have enough guys
who are
willing to do what needs to be done to play in front of the net. And that's what he's saying. He's not saying it's simply that these guys aren't good enough. He's saying they don't have the guts.
And it sucks because you don't have any chance of facing like 2 or 3 bad teams in a row for you to try to get some momentum again. Everybody is a playoff team the rest of the way. And it sucks because you need to build that momentum to hopefully beat some of these playoff teams, but you don't have the chance.
And there's no one available. It's not like you could just pick a number 1 center off the boiler. But honestly, a few years back, I wish we had gotten Jack Eichel. I wish we had gotten somebody like that when he was available.
It will be interesting.
That would have been a good chance to take. And can you imagine him on this team with Larkin as your second line center?
I said we got 3-4. I think we got 3 more weeks left of hockey. Then we can start looking at what the off season and playoffs and all that without the Wings in it and talk about the off season, what we're looking at. But hopefully we do have a good week. We got 4 games. Let's win a few of them. Try to get back there. But with that being said, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about the Wings and what the future you feel about the future. Until next time, see everybody. Soon.